Hi, Skyler.
Hi, how are you?
Oh, good. Uh, oh, thank God. How are you this afternoon?
I'm good.
Good. Okay. Th- First of all, let me thank you for allowing me to do this interview.
Oh, of
Yeah.
course.
Yeah. All right. Then. Get started. Let's see. Really nervous, so
Oh,
yeah.
don't be nervous.
Well, you're my number four today. Fourth
Oh,
interview.
wow.
Yeah,
You've
just
been
starting.
busy.
Yeah, you're getting the hang of this.
Yeah.
So, okay. So, question one: how did you get your start as a voice actress?
Um, one of my best friends and a fellow actress had started working. It was Funimation at the time, and I when I saw that she had gotten in with them, I was like, "Oh my gosh, how did you do that? Like, I love anime. You haven't even been an anime person growing up." And she's just one of the most tenacious people I know. Like, just works so hard, always looking for new opportunities. This was back in like 2013, 2014. And she had told me about their open call auditions, which they did at the time. They would have them twice a year. So I submitted everything I had. I was newly graduated from college. I sent over my demo reel, my resume, and emailed it off to the talent coordinator to be on their open call audition list, and then didn't hear anything. Then one day, 6 months later, I get the call of, hey, here are the audition times over the next 48 hours. Let us know when you're available, and if not, we'll put you back on the list. So I scrambled and got in, and at that time, it was auditioning for a certain magical index season two, and it lined up well, and Jerry gave me my first shot. So
Question two: how did you have any formal training?
in voiceover, no, but I do have a degree in theater, and I've been trained in film. So trained in theater and film, but not traditionally voiceover.
Question three: what was your first voice acting experience like?
Very surreal. I had been an anime fan since I was, gosh, probably about 11 years old. So it was always a dream to be able to do something like that. And then coming in and not having really voiceover experience and just going into the booth, you get your headphones, you have your screens, and it's just you preview and you get three beeps and then you just go and you learn very quickly on the spot what you're capable of. So it was very empowering as much as it was intimidating.
And you liked anime since you were 11, you said?
Hmm.
What was your favorite anime back in the day?
My twin brother and I used to really like Full Metal Alchemist. So, and then of
Mm,
course, like a lot of the old ones, Yu Yu Hakusho, Inuyasha, Rurouni Kenshin. I messed that up how you say it. Oh my God. I'm trying
it's
to think
okay.
of what it was off the top of my head. There's another one too. Did I say Inuyasha? All like the old classics that used to be on Adult Swim. We would watch that
Oh,
when we weren't supposed to after our parents had gone to bed. So,
okay, you have to remember. Yeah. There was Cowboy Bebop as well. That was another one.
yes, and I saw some of it, but I was a little too young to understand the show. And I walked in on just some episodes that there was a lot of context needed that I did not have beforehand, and it so that show was pretty confusing to me. Didn't vibe with it as much at the time. Uh,
Mhm.
if I were to revisit it as an adult, I'm sure I would have a better appreciation for it, but I was just too young for it then.
Oh, yeah. I mean, those were some good times we all had back then.
Hmm.
Like, did you ever watch Case Closed by any chance?
I did not.
Oh, no. That one I just loved. You said Jerry. Was it Jerry Jewell?
Jerry
Jewell?
Rule, yeah,
Oh, he was on Case Closed. I remember him growing up.
yeah.
That was one of the best ones he did in that show. And then
Hmm.
they
Yeah, yeah, he's fantastic, fantastic actor, director, very generous. He's given me most of my opportunities, especially as a young new voiceover actress with Funimation Crunchyroll. So I'm very indebted to him.
So, question four: do you have any stories about hell gigs or bad auditions?
About what in bad auditions?
It's hell gigs or bad auditions.
Um, I'll say one audition that I thought that I absolutely like just I walked out of there. I was so disappointed in myself and I was like, oh well, it's a bad audition, didn't book it, whatever. And ended up booking the title character. So you can never that was Hatena illusion. So it's just you can never really judge. It's always so hard to tell how you're doing in it. You just go in there and try your best. But clearly like my radar for how well I'm doing is not accurate.
Oh, you said Hearts and Evolution?
hmm
Good anime. You did a fantastic job on that
Oh, thank you. I
one.
lost my voice during that one for a while, so that got kind of rough for a minute. We actually had to go back and re-record some of the episodes.
Yeah. I'm
So,
sorry. Question five. Do you have any roles that you are drawn to or really taking on?
um, I mean, I think that kind of teenager, very, I don't know if you saw like Clockwork Planet. There's so many animes out there. But Marie Belle Breguet, like very that um Tsundere, like very angry, like spastic, highly emotional, screamy, very fast, very smart, very quick, uh, unpredictable. Those kind of roles I like a lot. Like I'm not necessarily gonna be super charactery. Like I don't necessarily have a ton of vocal range, because most of my training is going to be emotionally in acting. I just gravitate a little bit more toward that and working within my natural kind of pitch range, which lanes me pretty much between child to young adult. So,
Yeah, Copperpine, you did a good job that one. I remember that was a good one with Dallas Reed you were working with,
hmm
Monica Rea, Christopher Sabbath.
yeah, yeah, you have great
Remember that part?
memory.
Yeah, I remember that part where you want, and then Christopher said, "Cover up your girly parts." And
Yep,
you got flustered.
yep. She was a very flustered type character, but very smart, very capable, strong, defiant. I think those are a lot of fun.
Question six: what was your most challenging role?
Oh, let me think about this. Man, I'd say probably the one. You know, man, this is hard.
Take it, us.
I'm gonna say Izzetta because she was my first main character. And the first scene I had to do with her had singing in it, and I'm not a great singer. I love singing, but I struggle with it a lot. I went through tons and tons of training, and it's just not my wheelhouse. And by the grace of God, this was like a flashback scene when she was a child, so I could get by with mediocre singing. Um, but I think to come in and play like my first main character role, the dialogue, it's just so different from on-screen acting, and to keep I think I just learned a lot about different how acting translates through voiceover, having a bigger part that way. So that was a very big learning experience, and that was Kyle that had booked me on that one. I'm very grateful to him for that too. So,
Oh no, I'd love to hear singing. I've told this one voice actress I did my second interview, Rural Rider. Have you
hmm
seen My Dear Friend Okatan?
have I seen? I'm sorry, say it again.
My Dear Friend Okatan?
No, I haven't.
Oh, it's a new one. It came out last year. It's really good, really
Yeah,
good. And she was singing doing the reference of Bully Maguire. So, and I told her singing is really good. You
yeah, yeah. I love it. I'm just I wish were better at it, but I'm not. So.
know, I don't know. Your fact, you'll be good at singing. Question seven: do you have any advice for anyone who would like to try voice acting?
Yeah, training, workshops, um, the way that the process is so different now. From my understanding of how you break into it, I don't think they have the open call auditions they used to have in the 2010s. But I mean, workshops with voiceover directors, with voiceover actors who are well established in the community can be really helpful. It can be a way to be heard, to get some really great advice from people who are actively working in the field. Having an agent really helps. That can help get you in as well and submit you. Otherwise, it's tricky if you ever get, oh, I love voiceover and can you get me in? And it's like, well, I would love to. I don't have that kind of pool within Crunchyroll or anywhere. So it's really going through those avenues of training and workshops and representation can help open up that door. But for me, it was just having training in acting and really knowing and loving the nuance that is anime helped that transition from being a on stage and on camera actor to going behind a mic.
Question: do you watch anime regularly? And if so, do you have a favorite show?
I haven't been lately. I since I became a mom, my life has gotten very busy, and I'm not very good with moderation. I binge. I'm all or nothing. So I'm either like binging anime shows or I'm not watching them at all. So I've been in a not really watching it all lately. Unfortunately, that's boring, but mostly just working and taking care of my littles. So, but before that, I was keeping up with Hell's Paradise. I had read the light novel for, mm, um, oh man, I can't think of it. Oh, all these titles are escaping me. But it was something I read a light novel for that became, it was like a romance mystery one that became an anime. So that was fun to watch too. Um, I'm trying to think of the last ones I kept up with. I mean, it's been a couple years at least since, having kids and crazy life. But I was keeping up with arfureta as I was working in that. And before that, I mean, my go-tos were Attack on Titan, I was into for a long time. I loved My Hero Academia, uh, Ancient Magus Bride. I loved first season, second season. I kind of went in and out of, but I love the storytelling of the first. So,
And the road sent it. Maybe it's detective is already dead. Maybe that one.
no, man, it's gonna drive me crazy. It
Uh,
was, she had a crazy name and it was, oh my goodness, I can't think of it. And it's gonna drive me so crazy. I'll think of it later and I'll email you, but no, I can't think of it right now.
that's all right. Question 9: is there any animated character, past or present, that you wish you could play?
Oh man. Um, yes and no, because I have loved any role that I've loved. I've also loved the actresses that have played it and how they played it. And I wouldn't take that away because I think part of the reason I love those characters is by what those actresses brought to the table. Um, I mean, obviously, growing up, it was always fantasizing about being Winry, being able to voice a character like Winry, since that was the show that I loved so much. Or when I was super young, even before that, like Sailor Moon, any of those, like, you have those kind of fantasies. But otherwise, I'd say maybe in Ancient Magus Bride, I really loved Chise, but I was not the right vocal cast for that at all. So that, yeah, I ended up playing Stella in that, which I was a much better fit. And I was so excited as I was keeping up with the show, as I loved it. I loved the music. I loved everything about it. And then finally a character popped up that was a, excited, screamy, sometimes bratty, misunderstood child. And I was like, oh, I can do this. This is me. And I got called in to play it. But before that, I was fangirling hard over voicing Chise, but that was not destined for me. And I'm glad it wasn't because Danny Chambers does her voice is perfect. I love her voice so much. I think it's so unique and cool, and I'm low key very jealous of it. But she's so sweet. She's such a character. So
Cool. Question 10: who are some of your favorite people to work with?
sure. Mallory Rodak, who had played Princess Fine in Izzetta. It was always fun running into her, just because that was my first like main character, title character experience. And sometimes we would see each other like in voiceover audition, or not voiceover, in acting auditions for on camera outside of our working in the studio. So she's always super fun to run into. Chris Sabat, I've never really talked to or worked with in person, but we've worked on multiple shows together, and he's always just a ton of fun, just a wealth of humor and talent to work off of if he ever recorded verse before I came in. So those are some of my favorites right there. I mean, gosh, there are so many people, and a lot of them just stem from relationships that I have, like in life, of running into the same circles through the acting community or the anime loving community. So just being able to see friends whenever I come into studio is always just a real treat. So,
Did you ever meet the cast of Arfureta?
um, not much in person. So I Morgan I know outside, so I see her in person sometimes. Um, but most of the cast, not very much. So.
Yeah. Question: do you have any advice for people to prepare for auditions?
Um, our auditions now aren't always in person like they used to be. So I think just you can do your research, but I think coming in ready to play, really, committing to different takes. If you're giving different takes, coming from different places, giving some variety so they can see uh, really what you have to bring to the table. It doesn't really do any good if you're going to give three takes that all sound pretty much the same. uh, Warming up, and for me, the thing that I take into all of my acting is to tell the truth. So whatever you're doing.
Question 12: do you have any advice for people to boost their name and start getting roles?
No. I mean, I appreciate being on here. I'm definitely not one of the higher circles of actors that work more frequently, at least within Crunchyroll Funimation. But I do think that, how much you're in studio, how much you're showing up in workshops in these circles, networking. People will work with people that they know, like, and trust. The same actors are tried and true. You can rely on them. You are friends with them outside of the studio. Professionally, you respect them. So I think anytime that you do have those opportunities to be in workshops or classes, just um, ingrained in the community. I think that that's a really good opportunity just for you to establish those relationships. And then the majority of roles that I've booked weren't from auditions. I was called in by directors who knew me and knew my work and felt that I was the right fit.
Okay. Let's see. Yes. Oh. Well, I'm going to ask you some. It's going to be some weird questions now. Very
Okay.
differently. Question 13: can you mimic the sound of a rusty hinge? No, it's
Uh,
okay
are you asking me if I can, or are you asking me to do it?
if you can do it. No, it's okay.
I mean, I can try. So I don't typically do a ton of sound effects, but
That's
uh,
okay.
yeah, my background is going to be a lot more in
Ah,
yeah,
okay.
like emotional acting from that point. But
Okay. No, that's okay. So I'll just give some. So, what's the most unusual thing you've been asked to voice?
the most unusual thing I've been asked to voice. Oh, I'm sure it was in a Walla session at some point, and I feel like it was like, I don't know, it was like a dismembered something. It was very random. It wasn't even like a true person or animal. It was some very random creature, and I think we were screaming in some kind of panic scene or war scene. I don't know. I remember going home and telling my husband, "You will not believe." Maybe it was like a foot or something. It was very strange. It was several years ago, and it was just like a background thing. But I remember coming home one night and being like, "You will not believe what I just did." So it was something very, an anime. Suspend your belief. Like nothing's off the table.
Okay. So, excuse me. What's the most surprising thing you learned about yourself through voice acting?
um, I think how capable I am of working quickly. Like as a perfectionist, you want to practice, you want to rehearse, you want to come in, you want to be memorized, and those aren't things that you're really afforded in anime dubbing. It's you can sometimes watch the show before you come in. Sometimes you don't know what you're doing before you come in, and you get scripts right then and there. Like as you're working with it, there's no time to memorize. It's reading as you go. Um, and I think just the pressure of getting three beeps and going and saying, okay, well, we're going to see what kind of voice I can do now or where this goes. I think I surprised myself with how quickly I could work under those circumstances. So.
Question: If you could use one sound effect for the rest of your career, what would it be?
If I could use, I'm sorry, say that. If I could use what for the rest of my career?
One sound effect?
One sound effect.
Mhm.
What do you mean? Like as far as like something that I could produce or something that would be in all of my shows or what context?
I mean, like equipment maybe that you used in your voice acting. Like I asked Rerun, she told me she was using like the boom effect on it.
Oh, I mean, I always record in studio and don't have my own tech. So I mean, if I've recorded at home, or auditioned at home, it's been just with like my voice memo app on my phone. So I don't know what I would have in that situation. So I haven't really thrown effects on. Sorry, I know that's not a very exciting answer.
Oh no, it's okay. You just have how the things are now with remote recording at home now than in the studios.
Yeah, I recorded at home during COVID time, and we were provided setups to continue working on our shows during the shutdown. But then once we got past shutdown, we really came back into studio, and that's the majority of where I work. So I don't really do at home recording anymore.
Have you ever actually used a voice in public that wasn't meant for the situation?
Um, I mean, I'm sure I have. Like sometimes you come out and your voice cracks or it comes out in a way that you didn't expect, especially if there's like a lot of vocal intensity or if there's a lot of screaming, like your voice can surprise you or not obey the way that you want it to. So I've definitely had situations like that and you take a drink of water and take a minute and try again. So I think especially when I was losing my voice while recording Hatena Illusion, that was one of the harder ones because she was young, so I was using my higher register, which was completely gone when I was losing my voice. I mean, for a while there, I think I had a solid week of there. I couldn't make a noise at all. Like there was nothing that would come out. When I finally started getting it back, it was very low and gravelly, and we just had to try to get it as close as we could, as mid-tone as we could, until it came back fully, and then had to go back and re-record.
I hear that. All right. Few more question. Question. If you or your character had the Jedi Force, what would you do?
If I had the Jedi Force,
Yeah, like Kaori, if she had the Jedi Force, or some,
oh,
or any other creature, it can become.
like in everyday life or just in any specific instance, or
Maybe everyday life. It's fine.
um, pick my kids up off the table and make them sit in their seats. So I'm struggling a lot with that right now with my 18-month-old. She is a climber.
Oh, okay.
Hmm.
Question another one. If you had three wishes, what would it be?
Oh, man. Um, this sounds so like miscongeniality and cliche, but truly right now with everything that's going on in current events in the world, it truly would be world peace. That I know that sounds very corny, but um, as an actor, as an empath, as a mom, it's I think everything going on in the world, like the distress, the war, the conflict, the atrocities committed against people, that has been really upsetting. And so, if I could just make everything go away, if I could have one wish and have it be that the world was a peaceful, safe, loving place, that everyone had enough to eat and drink, like absolutely, that would be it. If I could have like two more fun ones. I always thought it would be amazing to be able to fly, so I think that would be really cool. And then kind of fun, kind of practical, but I don't know. I guess wish that like I'd never have a need for money. Like you could just go and do whatever you wanted, pursue whatever passions, dreams without the consideration of financial compensation or making, ends meet for your family.
Interesting. Yeah, with what's going on, I'm just sick and tired of hearing what's going on in the world with the social media. And with the strikes, it was really bad going on.
Yeah.
Doing this interview, we just need some positivity going on.
Hmm.
And that's what I like about how people do the voice acting interviews. And we all could use something to keep us lift our spirits up and stuff.
Sure.
Um, have you seen like the Star Wars Visions by any chance?
I have not.
I got the picture right here. If you see right there, Star Wars Visions right there. It's a
Yeah.
Disney. They just did anime. Did like 3 seasons. It's really good.
Oh, cool.
Oh yeah. And I want to ask, are you able to set fan mail by any chance?
Sure. I don't know that I have before.
Oh, okay, I wanted to ask you first. I got you something. It's like this, but it's like with kaori, basically.
Oh,
Kind of like
cute.
this is card captor cycle. Have you ever seen the card captor cycle by any chance?
No, I don't think so.
Oh,
There's so many animes out there. So, and unfortunately, I've been out of it the last few years. So,
I can send you. There's like one down from the Reddit. I can send you that. And it's a
oh,
really good novel that they did with Canadian back then. Really
oh,
good stuff.
cool.
Yeah. I'll show you something really quickly. And I love this one. Yeah. All right. Oh, hold on. Let me go. Sorry about that.
No worries.
Oh.
The audio is like very in and out, so I can't really hear it. But
Sometimes.
I can't hear anything right now. I still can't hear anything.
Enough.
I can't really see it or hear it.
I think I put it.
So get ready to run. Oh, I still can't see or hear.
Also, let me say it. So, and this is the perfect band to a perfect night. I think it could have ended with a period. Looking at the strip club, it's just cost to get something about a convention. Oh, right. Well, my friends and I couldn't get into Comic Con this year, and I was trying to start my own convention. And I was going to ask if you would be a panelist. Why don't you and your friends come to Comic Con with me? Really? Of course. And San Diego is right across the border from my favorite city on earth, Tijuana. I'm taking you every night. Yeah, yeah. Didn't hear too well?
Not very much at all.
It was hilarious if you saw how he was starting his own convention,
Oh,
basically.
good.
Yeah, the big band with James Earl Jones. I like showing that. Because if you couldn't go to the convention, why not just bring the convention instead?
Yeah,
That's a good one. I've never been to a convention before.
I have not either.
Well, let's just think of this when it comes to the interviews and the podcast. It's like the convention is, in a way. And like with the video I just showed, proves a point that if I couldn't go to the convention, why not just bring the convention to you?
Yeah, if you could.
Yeah, right? Yeah, we're almost all right. So this other question: what would you like your legacy to be?
Um, I think just as a truth teller, as someone that is relatable, that is an underdog story, and that can also be, I think, an example of kindness in a spotlight. So I would hope that should my career ever advance me to a point that I were more in a public light, that I would have that opportunity to be a role model or be an example of, if I can, you can too. Very much like a reach back down to the person down the ladder.
So, where does your inspiration come from?
My mom.
Oh, that's good. Yeah, sure, yeah. That's a good one. Always have your mom with you. It's like if you like anime, there's like single moms in the anime, other moms and dads. This is like a really good example that I like.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm. Let's see. Yeah. So, oh, what's one thing about being a voice actor that most people don't realize or wouldn't expect?
Um, I think for me, it got a little predatory for a while when I was younger. I had there was someone once that was impersonating another actress that I knew, had developed a fake profile for her, and had gotten to my messages and was very inappropriate. It had made me feel very uncomfortable. It was very strange, and just in a sense of anime can be very heightened. There's fan service in anime. I mean, it's just an element that's to it, and I wasn't really prepared for how that would find me in my personal life. after recording on some shows. So that was something I had to learn how to kind of create barriers. And I was very naive about it. I didn't think that I would ever be harassed or manipulated for acting, essentially, in something that I loved. So that was something I learned the hard way.
I didn't mean to make you feel uncomfortable. Just the way people act now. Being a bit respectful. You're working so hard. And I like you guys. I remember, like in Kristen McGuire, she was playing Akane, and she was getting harassed too, apparently.
Yeah. So yeah. I think Kristen and I had spoken about. She was one of the actresses, fellow actresses, I'd reached out to when it was happening. So
Oh well, like when I heard about in the YouTuber, they were mentioning about this the Japanese one too, of course, and they were like harassing the mother, like a similar character.
mm,
In a way, there was like someone else with that same situation, another real life actress, and
hmm
they were still harassing the mother, which I find to be very ridiculous.
hmm
I just don't understand how you can just go out and do these sort of things.
I think people get very brave behind keyboards and not necessarily in good ways. So
To be honest, if I may speak, if okay. So I just want to say, people who don't respect you or don't, who just go out harassing after you just get a life or something because you're just sitting
yeah.
that and it's disrespectful.
hmm
You just waste your time. If you think you can't do better, what do you know? You know what I mean? That's just my opinion.
Yeah.
Just like I said, I've never done this. So you're my number fourth one to me.
Well,
Anyways, I have this one. Guys, I have a lot of other questions, but I won't take too much of your time. Oh, here's another. What's the one thing you learned from one of your characters that you apply to your own life?
um, I don't know if it would be from any like one of mine specifically, or more of just kind of a cumulative um, kind of theme within anime. One of the reasons that I love it, I feel like in that never give up and pushing your limits. I have a lot of anime openings in my run playlist. So when I was training for marathons or training for Ironman triathlons, like it was just kind of that pump up of these characters that you fall in love with and believe in, that are in these impossible situations. It just gets you amped up. So, and I think kind of that, to feel like you could be as strong or fast as any of your characters that you play or any other characters adjacent. I kind of took into like my fitness life, which is kind of corny and nerdy, but it made it a lot of fun. So it was good music to sprint to.
1 second, please. Have you watched the My Hero Academia by any chance, or
Yeah,
that's a good one?
it
Did you
is.
know about the one with David Montreal, the one with the 4-year-old?
Probably if I saw it visually. I mean, obviously my brain is fried right now, and so names are not working for me, but uh and it's just been so much time in between. I was binging My Hero Academia back in like I don't know, like 20 between 2020 and 2022. I think I was watching a lot of it, but
No, I haven't
it's
really
definitely been a
seen it.
minute.
Yeah, it's a really good one. But now I hear it's over, and they really had a good time. The cast of that
hmm
show.
Yeah, I got to hop on that as a smaller role too. So,
No, wrong show.
I do not know what I'm looking at.
Oh, shoot! I didn't put the. Oh, never mind. I got him. Stands out just for being herself. I mean, who wants to dress like Goofy?
Parents have been fan of Shoto's anime My Hero Academia for years, and when Winry was born with a rare congenital mole, They couldn't help but notice the resemblance.
One this size is really like 1 in a million almost, like, and especially with it being on her face, so they're pretty rare.
It's why they always wanted to make sure she grew up appreciating what makes her unique.
It matches you.
This video went viral on TikTok, Winry lighting up with excitement when her mom finally found a Shoto plushie at their local store.
It's pretty crazy knowing that more, like, 10 times the people of your town have seen it, more than that. It's insane.
The video also grabbed the attention of GalaxyCon, and as luck would have it, the English-speaking voice of Shoto, David Matranga, was in Raleigh. Winry taking her first ever flight along with her whole family from Missouri to RDU, all for this moment.
You look at me, so cute. Oh my God.
For Winry, a chance to meet a hero. And for David, a moment as an actor he never expected.
You're doing it kind of in a vacuum. You don't know how it's being received always. You don't know as you're doing it what the impact will be. And so when you have something as direct as this where there was an impact that way, it's really, really special.
And just like in the show where Shoto's friends make him realize being a hero isn't based on how you look, for Winry, a real-life anime plot twist of her own, getting to fast forward right to the best part.
She's so adorable and so cute. It was an amazing connection.
What did you think about meeting David? Good.
In Raleigh, Tom George, ABC 11, Eyewitness News.
You did you hear that?
That's
That was a
super
good
cute.
one. Oh yeah, I love that one. That's what we need, some positivity. So this one is, do you have a favorite voice that you always get asked to do?
No. I stay very much within like my pretty natural vocal range, so I don't have any of the fun charactery voices. I wish I did. I would love to be able to do like impersonations or fun character noises. But alas, so I have a pretty neat, specific wheelhouse.
Okay. Oh, so what is your process for preparing for a role?
If the show is out there, I'll try to watch it in Japanese first just to get some context, have an idea of what's coming, if there's an emotionally intense scene or just to play with it if it's warming up my voice before I go into record because I know there's going to be a lot of screaming or yelling or a lot of fast speaking. Or if I need to work more on like a breathier voice, depending on like the character and what kind of scenes we'll have coming in. So I mostly just try to get some context to know what we're going to be doing when I come in.
Okay. Yes. What is the strangest piece of feedback you've ever received about your voice?
The strangest comment I've ever gotten about my voice?
Yeah, or feedback?
I don't know that I would say that I've received like strange feedback. I've heard or I've seen in comments online, not everybody loves my voice, and I understand that. So, but not really anything strange. You don't really get a lot of specificity in comments online or anything. It's either praising or not, but nothing like specific or crazy or worth remembering about my voice. So.
No. Sorry, just a second.
Oh, you're good.
Alright. What's the weirdest character you auditioned for and what made it weird?
Mm, oh man, I'm trying to think. None of, at least in like the last several dozen, there haven't been like super weird, like outside, I mean, outside of anime standards. Um, I don't know. I guess if I've done like a creature audition before or something like that, but I mean, a lot of the auditions that we do end up, they have us on non-disclosures too, but I can't think of anything all that wild. Again, I don't really do a lot of the charactery stuff, as far as like different crazy voices, or anything like that. So it's I play a lot of straight man characters, so it's going to be kind of a lot of the same, more of just like what are their different backgrounds that I come in that I'm called in for, or that I have on my table to audition for. So
Well, that's not. All right. I'll read you this one story. It's a very interesting one. So, anime can help people around the world through hardships. A Syrian woman identified simply as Suzanne told the Japanese newspaper, the Asia Shimba, about how much anime has meant her and other Syrians. Suzanne, originally from Elpolo, not sure I can pronounce the name right, said that during the darker moments while surviving the Syrian war, she would find courage from a line in Slamber, when you give up, that's when the game's over. Her home was destroyed by bombs during the war, and she had to flee to different places. No place to stay, she said, but she kept thinking about the slam dunk line. When I felt like giving up, I told myself to try again. Anime has been available in the Middle East for decades, and Suzanne, who's in her 30s, grew up with it. What is interesting about Japanese anime is that it tells us the world is not just filled with good things and good people, but also with bad things and bad people, she remarked to the Ashisha Shumba. On top of that, I like that anime depicts people who are trying their best to make the future a better place. She is currently living in Japan and taking part in a doctoral program after a major earthquake hit Syria in 2023. Says that Attack on Titan has been helpful for fellow Syrians. Many people seem to be comparing the earthquake to the giants and trying to stay strong. She described a person who remarked to her, I've been waiting for something like this. It helps me forget my fear of the earthquakes for a moment. Wants people to know that anime can be more than simple entertainment for many people, including herself. Has been saved by Japanese anime many times. You hear what I? You could hear me, right?
mm-hmm.
Yeah, that anime gives us hope. And
Yeah.
what happened with that was real rough what they went through, but now they're no longer. I just hope that that they get the hope that they need over there.
Yeah, I mean, I think we see a lot of ideals or reoccurring motifs or and archetypes in anime, and they center around typically an underdog hero, someone that starts from nothing that now suddenly becomes powerful, or that has been thrown into a situation, has to overcome or rise to an occasion. And the idea is that the bullies don't win in life, and that doing the right thing will eventually get you, I think, happiness or to where you want to go, or that, having integrity and kindness and doing right and staying strong and remaining faithful, um, does have rewards in the end. So I think that's, I think the high fantastical, like crazy element of anime is nice. It gives you enough relief from true life to make you feel like you have an escape, but it also gives you on pretty extreme uh, ranges, I guess, just that overall that darkness doesn't win in the end. And I think that's why you get a very certain group that tends to gravitate toward anime, are people that want to be heroes themselves, that want to overcome something or are trying to get out of a situation or maybe feel misunderstood or feel powerless in life. And so it gives them heroes that they can relate to, uh, that aren't perfect or, that are funny or quirky or weird. And at the end, they're celebrated for it.
That's what I like. The anime, has always been something we've enjoyed growing up. It's like what we need is the positives. People are like using it into a negative way. And like remember like in 2022 when that senator he used the attack on China as a reference to attack the people in a way.
I don't, but 2022, I was going through a pretty big life change, so
Ah,
I was pretty out of it for 2022. So,
ah. Yeah, as well. You know, using it to attack other people in a negative way. It's just not right. I mean,
yeah.
anime can be involved with politics.
Hmm.
Really, be attacking someone.
Yeah.
Anime has always been the more the positive. Not the more negative, but people are just using it in their own way.
So, I mean, it includes the negative in there, but traditionally in most anime, the hero, the good guy wins.
Right.
So,
Um, let's see. Uh, have you ever been told your voice sounds like something?
I think once in college, I had a voice teacher tell me that I sounded like, I think she said Laura Linney.
Mm.
Um, and that I think that's probably about the closest I've gotten with any kind of voice comparison.
Okay. So let me ask you another question. If you weren't voice acting, what would you be doing instead?
Probably my regular job. I do a lot of things. So I love voice acting. It's not my main thing that I do. Well, I would love to do more of it, but on camera acting, I'm typically auditioning and working more in that land. I'm writing. I enjoy fitness. I'm very much full-time mom mode. So, and then my other careers. So lots of stuff, but it's always a treat to be able to go in and record and to do anime, and I'm grateful for every opportunity I get there.
Actually, I mean, that's what I love about your voice. You work so hard in a way, and you do a good job. And other people they just don't understand that.
Thank you.
And I may say this if I could tell. I only grew up with a single mom in my life. I don't have a father in my life, and I've loved anime because it helps in a way. And then you see the single moms in the anime too. That's
Hmm.
what I like. I have respect for that. Have you ever met Dan Green by any chance?
No, I have not.
He was the adult Yu-Gi-Oh. He's a very interesting person. You know, I really want to meet him, and I like him. He's a single dad with two kids.
Oh, wow.
Well, he lost his wife a few years back. It was so sad.
It's terrible.
Yeah. So one more thing.
Yeah. I'm not a single mom. I don't know if you thought I was, but I'm not.
No, no,
So, okay.
no,
Yeah, but I
no.
do agree. You do see them in anime. So,
Oh, no, I have nothing to set for parents or for single. Like Chris McGar, she was single at one time, and now
hmm.
she's married to Chapin.
Yeah. So I remember them frisking together. They're very cute
Oh,
together. So it's,
yeah, they're really good. It's so cute to see him in the Duke of the Maid. You have to see that one. Three
oh,
seasons.
yeah. I remember them both getting cast in that. So, yeah, they're both super
That,
talented, really great people.
yeah, it's just she's like teasing him, and he's like, oh, he doesn't want to be teased, of course, but they are adorable. I love to meet those two. I
Yeah.
mean,
Yeah, they're very nice. Kristen
like,
was one of the first people I met when I first started working in anime. So,
awesome,
yeah.
cool. What would, like Kristen McGuire like to work with? I mean, like what would you like to see? Is there anything?
Uh, she's just cool. She's cool. She's quirky. She's confident. She's very approachable, which is one of the first things that I remember about her. And just grateful to kind of have another friendly face or to feel like I'd made a friend in a new environment. So I'll always be grateful to her for that. She was someone I felt like I could talk to and just really sweet. So
Did you ever meet Micah Cloud by any chance? Not sure I'm saying that name right.
don't think so.
From a certain manager index.
Mm-mm.
No. What about Tabitha Ray?
Yes. So, yeah. So it's been a while since I've seen a lot of these people, but yeah, I've met her on some occasions.
What would she like to work with too, if you don't mind me asking?
She's very talented, so she has a lot of great voices. I worked across with her too in arfureta, and she was lots of fun to argue with on set, or not on set, but in scenes. She's just extremely versatile, so I'm very jealous. I think she's really cool and really talented, and has a great career.
I haven't, I really miss her voice, but then she just left all of a sudden.
So, I mean, pursuing other endeavors, maybe. So,
Ever see her like The Day I Become a God? It's a really good drama, and you have to see. Danny Chambers was in that one, and she
hmm
was in that one too. Tabitha Ray, of course. It's a
hmm
really good drama. The ending will really make you cry. You have to see this
Gotcha.
one. Let me see. Have you ever did any roles of manga dubs by any chance?
Have I ever done any what?
Manga dubs?
Um, I mean, a lot of anime that I've done, I feel like originated from like a manga or a light novel. So, but not I mean anything that I've done has been specifically animated and done through Funimation, Crunchyroll. So,
Okay. Let me see. Alright. Alright.
Two, three.
So this is like a really good one I wanted to show you. Wrap up.
Zoom, zoom, cha, cha, zoom, zoom, cha, cha. Here comes the former delinquent Koshita. Can hear me when is someone crying here? Whoa, 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 whoa. Behind the school, after class, territory of the hungry tiger, untouchable sanctuary. If you touch it carelessly, you'll end up getting eaten. So it's the sorrowful melody that can't be ignored. Will wipe away your tears. I don't like to attract attention, folks. 3 minutes? 3 seconds are enough. I'm a former delinquent, so don't underestimate me. And now, this going to mess up your face. A tiger's claws aren't soft. You can call me whenever you want to, Greg. Whoa, 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 whoa.
I can't really see or hear it.
Oh.
Mhm.
Cha, cha. Here comes the former delinquent Kushita. Oh, I can't let you hear any more of it. Really? That's a shame. No way. Whose fault is it for not turning back to your normal form? Huh? I wanted to hear more.
Oh, sorry. You didn't hear it too well?
I could hear it a little bit. I couldn't really see the screen at all.
That's what I wrote right as she sings that song, so it was pretty good how she sang it. And that's like the Blue Mergaro reference they did on that one. She didn't know anything about until after she saw the Japanese one.
Got it.
And the lyrics were, so yeah. Well, not much time left. I won't take too much of your time then. So, one more thing before we leave, I like to say two things about it. But basically, I forgot to mention this. So, comes the end, you're supposed to make the fans. But if I start crying tears, joy, let it happen. I tell them that you're supposed to make the fans laugh and cry again. That's what we're supposed to do as the voice actors. That's why I tell them you don't have to apologize.
For making you laugh and cry.
Yeah, yeah, doing this interview. Now that's what I tell them. The
Uh-huh.
voice actor supposed to make the fans laugh and cry again. That's what I tell them. And you're not supposed to apologize. It just happens. It just happens, you know? That's what I like about you guys. Was to give hope to the people that love you, you know?
Thank you.
Yeah. One more thing before you leave. Could you say in your kaori shirasaki voice, just remember kids, there's a badass in us all when it comes to anime.
uh, just remember, kids, there's a badass in us all when it comes to anime.
Thank you for that. And would you like to next time for another Wednesday have like another interview with someone else I'd like you to meet? Have you met Dorothy Fan?
I don't think so.
She's from the Trigon and she's done some other anime stuff.
Gotcha.
Like well, it's gonna be a little bit more like around 3 o'clock because the timing is very different over in the California area.
Mm-hmm.
If you'd like to join, I can send you the link.
Sure. Yeah, I can see if I can make it.
Okay. Thank you, sir, so much for allowing me to do this.
Yeah,
For my
thank you for having me on.
well, thank you. 'Cause I'm still trying here, you know, and it's been a positive effect, you know, doing these interviews, you know, helping people because we all need some positive because, you know, with what's said before is going on, I'm just sick of it, you know, and everyone needs some positivity going on, you know.
Sure.
So you have yourself a good afternoon, Ms. Skyler McIntosh. Forward to
Thank
seeing you.
you.
Thank you
You have
very
a good
much.
time too.
You too.
All right. Bye.